How is it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of Streamer Stories Podcast. My guest today is an absolute gent that they call Oddtrots. How you doing, sir? I saw
Hello.
that face. You didn't like that
I don't know who you've been talking to.
one? From some circles might say otherwise, shall we say then?
Yeah.
I actually trying to be nice.
No, it's lovely to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's quite exciting.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you, mate. Like I think I've known you for about a year and a half. Like I feel like we've been like passing ships and what. We were just saying before we pressed record, like talk about Timeless. I saw you at Timeless, and then I didn't see you at Timeless. I was like, I'll see your trots one other time properly.
Yeah, I was there on the night of the VIP event.
Yeah.
And me and a few people, we may have drank a bit. The next day, I was feeling a bit worse for wear, and then let's just say my stomach decided I should be late, and I think I turned up about three. I think I turned up about 3 p.m. on the main day. Oh God! But yeah, I managed to catch up with a lot of people. But yeah, as I say, I completely missed you. It was a shame. But it's good to be here. And as I said, there may be a couple of events this year we might bump into each other. You never know.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So I said from afar, I respect what you do. You're an incredible content creator. So thank you. Thanks for being
yourself.
here.
You've managed to, you've built a great community around you. I love your fundraising work and stuff like that. I love doing fundraising events myself. It's just great to see. Great to see what you built up, and and it's good to see you getting the recognition that you deserve as well.
That's very kind. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. So right. Well, I know who you are. I know a lot of people do, but do you want to introduce yourself to anyone who doesn't know? What type of content do you make?
It's a mix of stuff, really. I do play games occasionally, but games isn't really the primary part, I would say, of my stream. I've always had not a fixation, but like an enthusiasm for like old telly. And it sounds a bit strange, like, oh, what, you just like watching old programs? I do, but it's like not just that, but like the production behind it, the culture around it. It's like a lot of people saying, oh, should this be cancelled, should that be cancelled? And I'm very much of a person of, I think that we have to own up to it and not cancel it. It's like, if I think it should be preserved. That's like, I don't know, that's like, people can't go around, I don't know, redacting colonization or things like that, bad things that have happened. And I don't think they should do the same for television, because it does give you a glimpse into how we were as a society at one point, things like that. So I like to learn off that, and also laugh at people in terrible suits and things like that as well. There's a lot behind it, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So we do like game show nights and things like that, or you might find old forgotten TV programs. Most of the time it's just talking over them, and most of the time it's people derailing me with ridiculous redeems and trying to make me do stupid train sounds and things like that. But people have now suddenly insinuated that I like trains on my stream. I don't know why. It's got to the point where my partner Flora bought me this, so I can do the train whistle on stream. I've got a train conductor's hat, so now every time a hype train starts, I'm putting the hat on and I'm using a train whistle. But no, it is ridiculous. It's very chaotic, my streams. But, we do a lot of other stuff. We do game-wise. We do a lot of House Flipper at the moment. I've got a sponsorship with House Flipper, so I do a couple of streams to them a week. And then also I like my co-op games. We often arrange like big peak events. So I'll talk about that in a bit. It's good. I try and mix the two together. Have a bit of variety for everyone, really.
Wonderful, though.
I don't want to corner myself into one area.
Yeah, that could be another conversation we could have potentially Yeah, I feel that's an interesting thing to talk. A lot of things to talk about potentially there. Very interesting content, that's for sure. And I love the retro telly-esque element of your channel. Like
Yeah.
it's a bit of a niche, isn't it? There's not many. There are some people I think I've seen do it, but not many as good as yourself. So if I may
You would
say, like
say
it's
that,
really
but
good.
it's getting more and more these days, I find. My partner watches Limmy, and he's constantly
Yes.
watching Surprise Surprise.
Oh right. Okay.
There's yeah, there's
I mean,
loads of
clearly
people
inspired by
that
yourself. Clearly, God, let
oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
obviously,
obviously.
obviously. There's lots of other retro TV streams. There's a friend of mine, Spud Gun. He does game shows all the time. He's a huge fan of Crystal Maze, and
Nice.
he's got a massive. His channel's growing by the second, and rightly so, because it's a very good, it's good atmosphere there. It's I would say it's very gutter humor. But I kind of like that kind of thing. I probably feel uncomfortable doing it on my own stream, but I'm happy to join in someone else's stream and do it. But yeah, it's I love it, absolutely love it. But yeah, it's great because if you do a bit of everything as well, you get to find different people from different streams, and you get to widen that community circle with other people and things like that, and do things with others. So yeah, oh yeah, I'm loving it.
So good, so good. Okay, so that's all now, isn't it? So we want to go back in time. We're going to talk about playing games growing up. Then, so like, do you remember what your first like visually what seeing your first game was like, or playing a game? Was it both? Was it seeing before playing? What was it like for you growing up?
I think my first memory is a friend of mine, Mark. Well, let's say friend. He's more like family. So he was my childminder's son, and my childminder and her family. They are effectively like second family. They still treat me as family now. But he used to have. I think. Yeah, I remember he had a Master System and a Mega Drive at the time. And the one game I probably remember from that is Sonic 2, which is still absolutely brilliant game.
Yeah,
And but I was never very good at it, and I spent a lot of my time watching him play games rather than playing the games myself, because I'd get the enjoyment out of that, because he would be better at it. And but I'd like to, I could see him getting through the challenges where bits that I could probably never get to. All through my childhood, I was never very good at video games at all until a lot later on, where I became okay-ish. But I guess that's kind of why I like Twitch as well, because you
yeah,
have that thing, don't you, where you don't have to struggle with difficult parts of games, but you can watch other people do it and you can
yeah.
cheer them on.
Mm.
I think that's probably where I've got it from, actually. Yeah, definitely. I'd rather them play it than embarrass myself by showing other people me trying to do it.
It's so true. Like,
But
if
yeah,
anyone asks me, like, what do you do for like a hobby or whatever, try to describe Twitch to people. I often go down the angle of like it's like Gogglebox for gaming. You're
yeah,
watching other people play games, aren't you? Really, and you are right. Like how this has grown as a medium is because we love to watch either people be absolutely incredible at the games, or
yeah.
maybe maybe not so
There are a lot of
good.
people out there saying, stop it, go and play the game yourself. And maybe it is a case of, look, I'm just crap at games. All right. But I enjoy the game. I enjoy the story. I want to, so I will watch other people do it. So yeah, that's up to me. It's like, great, good on you.
Yeah, definitely,
Best of both worlds there. And you get to, you get to meet new people through it as well. Even
definitely.
better.
Master System and Mega Drive though, and Sonic. Oh, what a start! What a start! Did you?
Yeah, I was always a Sega boy. I missed out a lot of Nintendo stuff,
Yeah,
because I did do the whole Mario, what a
yeah,
I just I was never a fan of Nintendo, just because I thought that they sucked, because I
yeah,
think I was told that they sucked at some point. And I hate that kind of thing in my now. It's like, if you used to have like, a PC Master Race, or PlayStation versus Xbox. I'm like, just stop it, you're
yeah.
ruining it. Go, if you have an opportunity to play it on another console, go and do it. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know why I ever did that, because I mean, later on, I realized there were a couple of games I played on the SNES, like Bomberman. and F-Zero. F-Zero was great. So yeah, there were some bits I did. Also, there was a game called Killer Instinct. It was a beat 'em up game. And it had a banger of a soundtrack. You could they released the soundtrack with the game at one point called Killer Cuts, and it's brilliant. So that's one thing I will admit. Although I love the music, the sounds from Mega Drive, I think you get better reproduction through the SNES as well. So but yeah, I was always I grew up probably more playing Mega Drive games, I would say.
Would you say what other games come to mind then from that era then, other than Sonic?
Aladdin, weirdly, and
Nice.
I love that game to this day. It's my favorite Disney film, and it's one of my favorite games. The one on the SNES, rubbish.
It's completely different.
I think the SNES one. I can't remember who did the one on the SNES, but they was it Capcom for the SNES, and I think it was Virgin for the Mega Drive. I might be the wrong way around, but they couldn't use swords on the SNES version, and it was completely different. Weirdly, it was closer to the actual story of the film, but the Mega Drive one was fantastic. It was so good. I played that one a lot, and the other one is probably Bubsy.
Wow.
Bubsy the Bobcat, and I remember spending a long time waiting for Bubsy 2. I was like, I think I got it for my birthday, actually, Bubsy 2. And because I thought he was great. It was really good. This was back when I had like 3 games on a Mega Drive. I had to make the most of it. So now, if I played it, and I know this through experience, because I remember, I had really good childhood memories of it. And then about 5 years ago, I played it and I hated it. It was the most horrible game ever. It was unforgiving. Just ridiculous. And I'm like, well, how did I manage this as a child? I can't do it. But I think it's just because you had that perseverance, because you can't just go and pick up another game. You only have, the whatever you've got limited to, I don't know, your pocket money or whatever. But yeah, I love that. And probably Micro Machines as well.
Oh,
that was another one I loved. Yeah.
That's a good game. Was it the first one you played, or?
It was the first Micro Machines I had, yeah. I'm trying to remember if there was any others that come to the forefront of my mind. I think it's mainly them. Although another one I would say is Dynamite Heady. Because it was, I don't know, I just visually it was beautiful. I think it was I can't remember it. Oh, I can't remember the name of them. Is it the same people that did Gunstar Heroes? I think it might.
Yes, it was. But, yes. Oh goodness me!
I can't remember the name of them. But yeah, it's great. At Timeless, actually, because I've never managed to finish it, is really difficult. There's a streamer friend of mine, Angel Interceptor. She was there, and after quite a few pints, she went to one of the upstairs at the arcade area. They had some retro emulation consoles at the back, and she went, "Oh, come on, we'll do this. I'll show you." And she was a bit drunk. The emulation was a bit laggy, but she completed the bloody thing.
Oh my god!
I'm like, you sod, you absolutely sod. She's like, "I've got to do this quick because I'm going to be late for my train. I'll miss my train." And
that's the challenge in itself.
I know, yeah.
Before the train.
And did it. I was like, I hate you.
You son of a gun.
Oh, actually, I'm not sure. Did she finish it? No, she didn't finish it. Sorry, no. She went, oh, no. She was very close, but she went, I'm going to go and I'm going to go. And then the next morning, I think it was, she streamed and finished it anyway. But yeah, it's great.
Amazing. Oh my god. Yeah. I love Micro Machines, man. I got my Machines 1, 2, and 96. I don't know if you ever played the others, but 96 you can make your own tracks, and it's
I always wanted 96. I never had it. Always wanted it.
Yeah.
Lucky sod.
Good times, man. And I always lived they used to advertise 4-player by having 2 buttons each on the controller, so you can play 4 players. But like this, no, thank you.
Was it one of the Micro Machines 1 cartridges? I didn't have that cartridge, but didn't it have the extra ports built into the cartridge?
Into the actual cartridge, yeah, they did, yeah. So that was another way to do it, obviously. Yeah, but if you only had two controllers and four players, you could technically. But I thought it's really, to be fair, like that's quite eclectic thinking, isn't it? Like to their credit, like to do that. So
That's a brilliant
Codemasters,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were thinking ahead of themselves. That's for sure. Fair play. So, all right. So Mega Drive, Master System. Where did you stay from there? Did you stay with Sega? Did you go somewhere else?
Um. hmm. So that was my friend. What my friend had, and my sister had got a PC, and my first, I'd say my first memory of games is the Mega Drive, but then I remember playing Doom on her PC,
Okay. Yeah.
SimCity 2000, and there was another game on DOS called Last Half of Darkness, which was one of these ones where you have to pick up this, go to that, and all that kind of thing. But it was very like Shining-esque. There was some pretty creepy bits in it actually, and again, that was very difficult. But then myself, as I said, I never had a console or anything, and I finally got, when everyone was on their Mega Drives and their SNES, I finally got from my parents. They bought me a second-hand ZX Spectrum.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
do you know what? I love it because
Yeah.
it gave me a lot of appreciation to not just look at now and forward when it comes to games, but there's so much to look back on.
Yeah.
And like I had lots of excellent stuff there. I mean, I remember I used to play school days and back to school on it, probably not knowing, what the hell I was doing anyway, but absolutely loved it. And then you used to have like it Dizzy and other things. But yeah, I really liked the Spectrum. Although most of the stuff I had was on disc, and I did have some tapes. Like I had Back to the Future 2 for it. But you'd get past the first level and then the tape would just spend forever loading. I think a lot of the tapes probably weren't kept in good condition when we got them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great just having to flick through all these different ones. I remember playing Nightmare on it, based on the TV show, where you'd have a candle on the side of the screen that kept going down, and you had to try and get through it before the candle ran out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved that. So yeah, I was dipping into a bit of PC and stuff like that. I think I then I got a Mega Drive, and after that, I probably went personally to PC games. But as I said, my friend Mark, I'd still go around and see him regularly, even when they weren't my childminder, because they were family. And he by that point he had the Master System, the Mega Drive. He had the SNES. I think he had an NES, and he had a Sega Saturn as well. He used to love playing Daytona USA on that. But then myself, I started playing games like Monkey Island series. Curse of Monkey Island is one of my favorite games ever. And I also remember, weirdly, Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, which was a brilliant PC game. And that was the first game that introduced me to playing games online, I think. Yeah, I remember, because I had to use MSN Gaming Zone and I had to think of a name. And I couldn't think of anything. And I just went, oh, what shall I do? And I just typed something random. I typed Ed the Penguin. And Ed the Penguin is a name that I have been using online until about 3 or 4 years ago. When I first started Twitch streaming, I was Twitch streaming as Ed the Penguin.
Oh my god!
And then I changed it to Ed. Then I changed it to Oddtrots, and then I finally changed it to Oddtrots, because I'm like, why do I keep the Ed in? My name isn't Ed, it's John. So I just confused people, and everyone was like, wait, your name's not Ed? Like, I don't care. Some people still do call me Ed, but yeah, I mean, from the point of I'm talking 1998 here, I think.
Wow, yeah.
Up until 5 years ago, it was always Ed the Penguin. But yeah, I went from that to PC and up until about probably the back end of the PS2 era. I think that's when I started going to PlayStation 2. And then I then it was primarily PlayStation consoles. So from that point on, I've had a PS2, PS3, PS4, and now I've got PS5 as well. It's in the past 5-6 years I've gone back to PC gaming.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Wow, that's quite the journey, that isn't it? Especially because you didn't touch the PS1. You almost jumped to PS2 basically.
No, yeah, I didn't really touch PS1. Again, if I was around people's houses, sometimes they'd have a PlayStation, I'd play it. But by that point, I think I was primarily doing PC stuff. I was probably playing games like Counter-Strike or things like that. I used to love that, or Quake 3, various stuff. But yeah, I was more PC focused.
Yeah.
Around that point, until it got to the point where the PC was getting old and we're never upgrading it. And then I thought, you know what, I'll just get a PlayStation. Everyone else has got one anyway. And I love I used to go around someone else's house and play GTA all the time anyway on it. Right, so, yeah. And also, I think I've got it for Gran Turismo.
Right, of course, yeah.
I can't remember which one it is. Probably Gran Turismo 3, I think, was on the PS2.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I remember getting that, and me and my mate, he was lodging at my mum's house at the time. We did a 24-hour race of the Nürburgring. And It was literally like, I used to work a late shift. So I think it was a case of he started it. I'd go to work, I'd come back, and then I'd take over.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff. And I think I did it in a DeLorean.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even like we didn't plan it. We just started it. Should we keep going? Yeah, why not? Yeah, weird stuff. But,
things we used to do.
It.
Oh my God, yeah. I can't say we've done anything like that before. But why not? Yeah.
Don't bother.
My God. There's nothing to do with that. There's no like achievement for it. Is there anything like that? Is there? So no.
No, exactly. No, nothing like that. It's just it's you can just say I did that. There we are.
Last season on the podcast, I got the wonderful Zoran Gavojic from Dead Meat, the YouTube channel, and he was describing watch the episode if you want, guys. But he was describing to me in college what he did was he'd play drunk Mario Kart, and the person that came first and last would take a shot. And then what would happen was everyone obviously didn't want to come first, so they'd all kind of go to the edge of the finish line and then try to see if we can knock the other person over and stuff like that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I love those type of stories when people are like, what the fuck? Why not?
Clever. Yeah, I like it. Very
Goodness
so,
me.
yeah.
I love hearing these stories, man. They're so funny. Okay, so like over the years, then, I mean, you must have played so many of those games on so many consoles and the PC as well. Like, is there any game that comes to mind that's like a really tough game? What's the hardest game do you think you've played?
God, the most difficult ones. I mentioned Bubsy. Weirdly, that was quite difficult. The most difficult. Sorry, so you were talking about the most difficult ones. There was one for the Mega Drive called Comic Zone, actually.
Yeah.
Visually, it looked bloody amazing. But if anyone could get past the first level on that, well done. I've done it once, and that was literally just so I could get an achievement on my Mega Drive collection on the PlayStation. And I never touched it again afterwards. And yeah, so Dynamite Heady was one that I mentioned. And recently, I'm going to go to a recent game now, Blueprints.
Okay,
that kind of like became a big thing, and it's annoying because you start it off and you go and you look at the map. I'm not sure you've seen it before, but you got to like build rooms to get to the top room. It's almost like I don't know, like imagine like a car, they're like almost like just square sections, and it could go left, it could go right, it could go left, right, up, down, but you've got to get up to the top room, and you think you can do it, and then you get to a point where you realize, oh no, I can't get there, and you only get so many steps as you go through. But then you can swap rooms around, and you can make the rooms do different things, and you have to collect stuff, figure out puzzles as you go along. And I have seen it where somebody got to the end of it and they thought, yes, I'm here. And then it's a case of, oh no, now I have to go back and do something else and find this thing. Then you find out, like, it actually, from the point where you think you just have to get to the end, you got to spend another bloody like 6 hours on the game to try and finish it. And it's horrible. It's frustrating. Yeah, I really like it visually. It's got puzzles in it, and that's my kind of thing as well. It seems really chill and relaxing, but I've got angry with it. I've watched someone else who I think are considered one of the calmest people in the world get angry with it. It's difficult. It's
Yeah.
it is. It's deceivingly difficult. It lulls you into that false sense of security. Definitely.
Not played it yet, I've seen a couple of clips of it, but like I've been hearing how good it is and how much of basically a mind fuck, should we say, it is in terms of like
Yeah,
a
it really
puzzle game.
is.
Yeah, so I've been like,
Yeah,
I don't know if I could stream it. I'm not very puzzly, as my community likes to let me know. And when it comes to puzzles, I'm like, I'm stumped, and they're like, oh my god, GB, what are you doing? So...
I love puzzles. I really do. There's a lot of puzzle games I could really get into. But yeah, that one, no. I'm not touching it again.
That's fair. That's fair. So, what are you playing right now then? What are you playing at the moment? And do you spend much time offline playing games compared to online? What's your ratio like? And what are you currently playing?
These days, not very often. Really. I haven't played a lot offline in a good while. These days, it's definitely all about co-op for me, really. One, I'll be openly honest, I got a bit of booze and hisses for this, but I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
Because back in lockdown, I used to play it a lot, and recently Call of Duty Warzone, they released the original map from Warzone again. So that kind of came back, and then friends of mine, they've been playing it, and one of them, Pope Griffin, he streams it every Sunday, and we join in, and that's been fun. And we've also been doing I've been streaming it, but a lot of us stream it at the same time, and sometimes Pope, bless him, he compiles a YouTube video of it all. But we like playing Peak as well,
Right. Yeah.
which is great. That's a 4-player game, but I've got a mod for it, which is available on most mod websites, where it's called Peak Unlimited. You can have God knows how many players, but I mean, I recommend 10 at the most, because after that it gets a bit funky. But so we can have at least 10 people playing Peak all at the same time, and it's a really good laugh. I think that's about it. Single player, I prefer more of like a short story or puzzle or bit of like an experience game. I'm not ones that like you got to grind for a long time. The last longest game I probably played probably would have been Red Dead Redemption 2, actually, because I loved that. Since that, probably just my ADHD showing, to be honest. But recent ones, I would personally recommend. Someone, bless them, bought this for me. Terminator: Dark Fate.
Right. Yeah.
That's a really good game. It seems a lot of money, but you got to remember you got the IP that they had to purchase for it and everything. I might be biased because I know one of the devs for the game, but honestly, it's really, really good. If you like your Terminator games, and if you like your old platform games, you'll love it. And it's not a long one. It is fairly quick, but it does have some replayability for it. Then there's other ones as well, like another one. God, I feel like I'm just plugging my friend's stuff now. But Quantum Witch is another interesting one. It's a bit like you almost like your platformer / point and click based game, where you've got to go around figuring out the story and stuff like that. And again, yeah, I know the person that created that game, and also someone who helped created some of the music for the game as well. But I like those kinds of things, definitely. Like almost like your Little Nightmares type games as well, things like that. You know, ones that probably take about 6 hours out of your life.
Yeah, it's a good amount of time,
you
isn't
can
it?
move on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really one for ones where people will end up playing and for years just to XP up and things like that.
Yeah.
Or I'm not a fan of your Souls likes and things like that either, really. But yeah, that's kind of it. If it's got puzzles, I mean FPS, sure. I just like a bit of atmosphere, a bit of story. But yeah, that's about it really.
No, that's fair. Like, yeah, it's one of the. I think I must have this on a previous podcast episode before, but it's one of the reasons why, like, I struggle with the idea of like streaming a Skyrim game or something like that. I have never done it, and I'm like, do I even attempt it? Because it's so like,
no,
oh god,
I can't do it. If it's going to take me more than 3 or 4 streams to do, then I'm not going to play the game. I wanted to go through Red Dead Redemption 2 again, and I did start streaming it, but then I don't know. It feels like I want to do it at my pace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if I'm in a big open world game with a long story like that, I don't want to miss anything out. But I also feel like I don't want people to get bored watching me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a longer based game like that, I would rather just go and do that on my own. Really.
Yeah. I have that constant mental battle with the same thing. But like you mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2, shout out to it's Jojoy, she was streaming like Red Dead for like over a year, Red Dead Redemption 2 for like a whole, like, I don't know, what, 15, 18 months or something like that. You're like, oh my God. So it works for the right streamer, but I can.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I mean, lots of people do the RP servers and stuff like that for it as well.
Yeah.
Which looks great. I'd love to, but it's not for me. I'll watch someone else do it, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the most beautiful games in a long time. I've got to be honest. I hate the fact that Rockstar keep pumping all the money into Grand Theft Auto right now. Then just forgot about Red Dead really, because it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. So you mentioned before, I think you said there was a Comic Zone achievement. I think I know which one you're talking about actually as well. So it's this mega collection, isn't it, on the Sega? So
yes.
Just yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. But do you do much achievement hunting, trophy hunting? Is that something that you do?
Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. I used to, definitely. I remember renting a game on Love Film, if you remember Love Film.
Oh, I do. Yes.
The old DVD rental. But I remember renting Terminator Salvation. Was it Terminator Salvation? Yes, I think it was Terminator Salvation for it. But then the main reason is because for each level you complete, you get a gold trophy on the PlayStation. And then once you've completed all the levels, you get a platinum trophy.
Right,
I literally played through the game in one day just so I could get the trophies. Do you remember the Buzz games? I used to have the Buzz controllers, the quiz games.
Yeah.
I did that. I got that, and I went through every little bit just so I could platinum Buzz. But the worst one, the one that really annoyed me, was Wipeout. For the PS3. Still a brilliant game that. I had to do. There was a trophy for that called Beat Zico, where you had to do a time trial on one of the tracks with a specific craft, and you had to do it in a certain time. And I remember practicing. Me and my mate were trying to do it over and over and over again, and I finally did it. And this was back when, do you remember, a long time ago, PlayStation, when they first came out, the PS3, you couldn't even access the menu whilst you were playing a game. They had to patch that in. And it was early when they patched it in. And I went to go to the menu to look at the trophy, and the game died. It didn't register my trophy. And I spent that long on it. I got so cross.
Yeah.
And all I can do is tell people I did that. I just never got an achievement for it. But yeah, I used to do it all the time. Burnout Paradise. I 102%ed that game and I got all the trophies for it. There's a few that are platinums I got for it, definitely. But these days, I don't really care that much anymore. I think I haven't got the time or the focus for it. I'm not sure. But I used to. I used to
Yeah.
go for it.
Oh, it's so
But yeah,
frustrating when you do all the requirements of a trophy and it doesn't unlock. Like, and you're like, I swear, what am I doing wrong? You start questioning yourself. You're like, what? No, I've
yeah,
done it. I've done it. Like Googling it. I did exactly what it's asking me to, and I've not
yeah.
unlocked it.
I know.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Yeah, I remember.
I bloody did it.
I remember when I first got my first crown on Fall Guys, and my game just
Oh yeah.
crashed. It just crashed whilst I was getting the crown. I was like, no, I got a crown. So I was like, no.
And then of course, if you try and tell people, they're always like, yeah, okay,
Yeah, sure.
if you say so.
Yeah, where's the evidence? It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Oh man. So okay, so you're stuck on a remote island then, and you can only for the rest of your life, because you're stuck on that island forever now, have 3 games. What would they be and why?
This is interesting because I was thinking like favorite games, but then I thought, well, maybe not because I might
Yeah.
get sick of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sick of them. I might have cheated a bit here, and there's
Okay.
reasons for it. Okay, so I've gone for Portal 2, I've gone for
Nice.
Burnout Paradise, and I've gone for Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2, as we mentioned before, there's a lot. It's massive.
Yeah.
There's so much exploration, so much you can do on it. So I think that would help with the exploration side. Burnout Paradise is another open world one as well, and it was my first proper experience of an online community, Burnout Paradise.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I've played online games before, but that was the first one where I think it was AV forums, but I grouped up with some people who played Burnout Paradise in AV forums, and we expanded and we built and grew this community around us. We used to literally just sit around as cars in a game and just talk in it,
Yeah.
and that was it. Just occasionally crash into each other. I loved it. So like you've got the open world aspect of it, you've got all the stuff to unlock, but then you know, because I can do online on it, there we go.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer isolated.
Yeah.
And Portal 2, because people are still making maps to it to this day, all the community maps and stuff like that. And again, if you want to play with other people, there's a 2-player option online.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Great options.
Yeah. So you've got more stuff to keep going on Portal 2, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have chosen, but I don't think they're doing it anymore. There was a game for the PS4. It was called Dreams. And it was basically where people could build their own games on the PlayStation.
I think I heard about this. Yeah. Where did that go?
I would
it
have
looked like
gone
it was really promising. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was really good. And there was so many good stuff on it. I remember someone recreated Silent Hill PT on it and things like that. People were so creative. I would have gone for that because you have so much content in it. You can, you might not be able to play the real game, but you can play like someone's interpretation of it for, forever, all in one game. But,
Great idea. That
those are my 3: Portal 2, Burnout Paradise, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Solid choices. I love it. Yeah, I love people's interpretations of it as well, because I always say like you could. Yeah, I always mention like you can play online, you can do mods, you can always. You mentioned cheating, like you could go the Sega Mega Collection we just talked about like 10 minutes ago. It's like technically it's 40 games or more.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, great choices. Love those. Okay, let's talk about then. So you mentioned you've been streaming for 3-4 years. Is that the case? You say?
2019, I started streaming.
Oh wow, so like 7 years. Then. Okay, yeah, nice.
Yeah, too long.
Why are we still doing it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So 2019, so pre-COVID then. So like, what was the decisions then that made you think, okay, I want to pick this up, I want to try and give it a go? What was the decisions, the thought process going into that, and then going into go live? Yeah.
I kind of, wow, I went to go and watch. Have you ever heard of Digitizer?
I think so. Yeah.
Digitizer, it was originally a teletext page, like a teletext game magazine on channel. You read it on Channel 4 on teletext, but they kind of moved on to doing other stuff later on, and then they did like comedy stuff on YouTube, game reviews, and other weird stuff. Like they did, Mr. Biffo, who did it, did found footage. But they did a live event, Digitizer Live in Harrow. I think that was 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. I went to see that, but then I was intrigued because there was a bit of, there's a build up on Twitter over it. Basically, I didn't really bother with Twitter, but that's when I started bothering with it, and because I was following a few people from that. In 2019, I saw someone post Trista Bytes. I saw them post, "Oh, this person's doing a cartoon of me on Twitch. You should go and I watch them." It was a fella called Zombie Workshop, and he was doing a drawing of, I think it was like, it had Trista in it, it had people like Nostalgia Nerd, a bunch of other people, and I was sat there and I watched the whole stream. And then he raided someone else called Angry Puppet, but they're now known as Aldo Cookie. And so then I watched, because Trista streamed as well, so I watched Trista stream the next day, and like all three of them, like Zombie Workshop and Aldo Cookie, I still know them now. They're really good friends of mine. I love them both to bits, and they're kind of like, I saw what they were doing, and I was like, I like what they're doing. They're doing just doing their thing, and they're putting a smile on people's faces at the same time. And that's kind of like, that's what I want to do. People can choose to watch what I'm doing, or they can choose to go and do something else. It's fine. If they're enjoying it, that's great. I'm also enjoying it. That's why I did it. Really, they inspired me to do that, and that's why I'm still doing it now.
Fantastic. So what was that's wow, yeah. What was the setup really for you to hit the go live button? Then what was the thought process? What content were you going to do? And then when you hit go live, what was your thought? What were you thinking? Like, were you nervous?
At the time, it was a case of, I'll just stream from my PlayStation.
Right. Yeah.
Really, my first ever stream, being completely honest, I was hungover. And,
nice. Yeah.
I believe, and I streamed a game called Shift Quantum, which is a brilliant little puzzle platformer. I actually won it on Trista Bytes' stream that week, and I went, yeah, I'll play that. And sorry, PS4, not PS5, but it was on the PS4, and I streamed straight from the console. And a couple of people popped in, and then from my PC or my laptop at the time, I think I was actually using my old work laptop because it was an XPS laptop and it could actually do OBS. But I just set up RetroArch on that, so I used to play retro games off that as well. So a lot of it, yeah, it was retro games and PlayStation games, and that was about it. So sometimes I'd stream off OBS on the laptop, sometimes stream directly off the PlayStation, and that was about it, really. But it was nice, because I was living on my own at the time, and it kept me occupied, stopped me going insane. So yeah, I loved it.
Amazing. So where did the format come into it in terms of what you got set up now, in terms of like the retro like telly, and watching, watch plays and stuff like that almost?
She's going to hate me for this, but my partner Flora used to started streaming over lockdown for her own sanity, and she used to like 12:30, middle of the night until maybe 6 a.m. Used to stream stuff like Crystal Maze, Blankety Blank, and things like that. A friend of mine, Dale, said, "Oh, go raid this person, Flora. They're streaming stuff." And I went, "Okay, yeah, cool." And I was watching them for a bit, and yeah, it was really cool. Flora was well happy because they managed to do a very long time without missing a single day to stream. Right. Okay. And one day they went, "You know what? I can't do it today." They just felt they couldn't do it. And I messaged them. I said, "If you're worried about other people, I don't mind doing it." They went, "Yeah, okay." And then I started doing it. And then I kind of went, "Oh, you know what? I quite like this." So she keeps saying, "You stole my gig." But she keeps thinking about maybe going back to streaming and stuff. But the whole there's a lot of anxiety around it and things. But I kind of picked it up from that and a couple of others. I think because of the whole like nostalgic factor of it, there's a friend of mine, Ashens, he also, you know, started back then. He raided us once, and he went, "Oh yeah, this is quite cool." And I had a lot of support from people from who watch his stream as well. Definitely, I've got to be honest. I probably, you know, wouldn't have got to the point of partner if it wasn't for groups of people like that. Definitely, it's a different mix, because if I'm streaming, there's some people that come in for the games, and there's some people that come in for the retro TV.
Yeah.
So it's trying to balance it out, because I know not everyone wants to watch one thing and want to watch the other. But ultimately, you've got to do what you want to do, because as soon as you know it, as soon as it becomes a chore, it can be. You know, you start to wonder why you do it. You know, I might as well go. It's as awful as it sounds. I might as well go and like get a proper job. But you know what I mean. It's like you people who can do this kind of stuff and maybe make a small living off it, or even contribute part of their living for it. They are very lucky that they can do things that they enjoy. Yeah. And I think viewers also, they can easily tell if you're enjoying it or not. And if you're not enjoying it, then, you know, you're putting yourself out there. Not just, you know, it's not just you sitting there playing games or you're watching telly or things like that. You have a social battery as well, and you don't want to run that out. And the more you can enjoy it, definitely, the better. So it's great to like try and keep in a routine with viewers. Viewers love a routine, but don't try and force stuff. For instance, like if someone might come along and go, "Hey, I've got a brilliant sponsorship opportunity for you," you might think that's great, but if it's something you really don't like, and then you have to keep doing it regularly, it's gonna destroy it for you. I mean, I've been playing House Flipper. I have a sponsorship with House Flipper. I play it twice a week, but I actually like the game, and I have a few people that I'll play it with online, and we have a really good laugh, and that's great. But I don't think, you know, I've had a couple of other people come up saying, "Oh, we've got this game or that game," and I'm like, "No, I don't." Sure, you know, I'd like the money, but I want to be able to show some enthusiasm for it. I don't want to come across like I'm just, you know, faking it, basically, because I feel that people can tell if you are.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I don't know where I'm going with this anymore, Johnny. Help me. I've got on a right tangent.
No, it's really good. It's really good. I think this is a good time actually to ask you a question that a previous guest has asked. You know, so a previous guest of the podcast has asked a question that's landed on your episode. So, question is, how do you deal with hate, and how would you deal with losing your biggest supporter of your streams? Quite a loaded question.
This is quite interesting. So I've had this.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, I have had this. And I'll be completely honest. There was somebody who I cut ties with, basically.
Yeah.
Because they were also a streamer, but they were. I was told that they were causing problems for other people in my community, a female member of my community, and I went, well, that's not on. But I also found out that this person was possibly saying things about other people, other streamers behind their back, things like that, trying to stir pots amongst people, and then sit back and watch everything fall apart. So after that, I messaged them and I said, "Look, I'm sorry. You know, I don't like your behaviour." I didn't mention the bit about I found out that they'd been sending inappropriate messages to a woman at the time, because that woman wanted to remain anonymous. So I kept that bit aside. And basically they started saying that I was stirring shit about them because of it afterwards, and then they kept pushing it, and then there was like things like false Twitter accounts suddenly appearing, you know, just to give me grief. And all I did was nothing. For the most of the time, I did nothing. The only time I ever really spoke out about it is because I was trying to organize a charity stream, and they were posting stuff about a charity stream and saying, remember to keep receipts of everything, this, that, and the other. Like they're saying if they donate, it's going to go straight into my own pocket. But you know how things like Tiltify and Just Giving work. You never see it. It's not your account. It goes straight to the charity. But that's what they were trying to insinuate. The fact that they were trying to then destroy a charity campaign made me say something. But even after the woman spoke out about this person, they were still then trying to insinuate that I was saying it, not them. Even though everybody could clearly see that they'd spoken about it. They put a post on social media, but they were trying to, because it's easier for them to say a man is lying about me than saying a woman is accusing me of something. It's a completely different direction then. But the point is, they were trying to push a lot of hate on me. It was very difficult for me because I couldn't clearly tell people why this person was doing it, because I was trying to protect people. And I never wanted to say anything. But ultimately, I knew that I had to not just protect myself, I had to protect my community. And in the end of the day, if this person wants to put that much energy into hating on me, then I think they need to reassess themselves. Definitely. Which is like, I mean, this is ultimately, I will be completely honest with you. Back in 2019, I didn't have a great start at streaming. So I personally definitely got toxic. Like I was, I became quite a toxic person because I found a group of people, and then suddenly the group of people and myself, it just felt like it was all about gossip and bitchiness, and like it became quite a clique. And I started to realize that, and I didn't really like that person. And I didn't like how I may have been acting to people, or how they might have been acting to people. And I didn't end that friendship with them very well. And it was utterly destroyed, and there was like a huge fallout from it. But I'm still glad I did that. Because I realized I was never being myself. I felt better in myself if I'm just trying to do what I originally intended to do. As I said, when I first watched those three people, when I started, we were streaming, that encouraged me to stream, the fact they were putting a smile on people's faces and just being themselves, and that's what I should have been doing. I feel back then, maybe I thought to please these people I was friends with, I had to do as they did. That is ultimately on me. So that went away, and now I've just, my advice to anybody who wants to stream is just be yourself and be kind. It's not that difficult. It's like, you imagine if someone has come to your stream, they might say something and you might deem it, I don't know, weird, but harmless but weird. And if you dig into them about it, for all you know, they might have had a really bad day, and you've just made their day even worse when they just wanted to escape for a bit. But if you approach them with a bit of silliness, a bit of kindness, then you could actually make the end of their day a lot better than it was earlier on. So yeah, before you do the whole worrying about schedules or worrying about logos or things like that, if you're going to stream, just try and be a bit, just remember, you don't know who these people are just because you see a bit of text. And give them the benefit of the doubt and just be nice. That's what I'd say. And if you are concerned that there are people around you who, I don't know, they might not approach, if they're not approaching you, would say, in the same way that you want to give some kindness or whatever, and you're worried about maybe motives or something like that, it's okay to keep an arm's length, that's fine.
Definitely.
You are there to ultimately protect yourself, and not just a community that you may want to build. You have to protect yourself first, above all, really, and be comfortable. Otherwise, there's not much point in it. They don't owe you anything, and it sounds like if they're going to be that kind of person, no, that nobody owes them anything either. So just, it's okay. You don't have to make a big song and dance about it. Don't go posting on Twitter about, oh, this person said this person said that. I can't believe it. There's no need for that. You can deal with your own problems amongst close friends, and talk about it. And then when you're back on stream, you can just try and get that positivity back out there. And honestly, that's what people want. If you start to do it any other way, you can kind of possibly encourage the kind of behavior where people come in for gossip and things like that. And because it's okay to open yourself up and talk about things. It's perfectly okay. But you just have to remember, sometimes if you think people might have problems with you, they will try and use that. So just try and be nice, try and keep positive, and just make sure what you're trying to do is just to try and put a smile on people's face, and you'll go a long way.
Yeah, wonderfully said. Thank you for sharing that. And there's a lot of, obviously, vulnerability in what you said, especially in the 2019 stuff. So thanks for sharing that. And it's one thing I think that I'm quite happy with in the state of 2026 streaming. Like, we've gone through the COVID thing, right? And everyone was a streamer, and their dog, and it's whittling down now, isn't it? Like, when I found, like, I'd say maybe 22, 23, maybe a bit of 24, the amount of gossip and people on Twitter. I call it Twitch Twitter because it was what it was like. It was just people just rah about it and moaning about everything. And like, I don't see it as much now, and it's quite refreshing. I feel like a lot of those have just whittled themselves out, weeded themselves out. So most.
You have just reminded me of something as well. Is one bit of advice I will give you: stream when you want to. Okay, don't worry about clashing with other people, because ultimately you're always going to clash with someone on Twitch. There's never going to be not a time. It's okay to say, I don't want to stream at this time because there's somebody else I watch who I want to watch at that time. Fine, that's working around your own time, your own schedule. If another streamer has a problem, and like with you streaming the same time as them, unfortunately, that's for them to resolve in their own head and question why it's a problem for them. Don't ever worry about it. If you have friends who also stream, they will support you no matter what. If they're not going to support you just because you stream at the same time as them, then that's a problem.
Yeah, very well said again. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So Twitch partner, like, what was that journey like, and what's some of your favorite memories of streaming over the last 7 years or so?
Blimey. Okay.
If you can narrow it down, it's only a smaller period of time. It's only a small amount of time.
As I said, the first year was utter hell. Lockdown came along. I was working full time back then. I was made redundant. Well, first I was furloughed, and then I was made redundant. I did have a slight breakdown, and I also I was struggling with my own physical health, and it got to the point where my doctor said, look, you can't work full time anymore. I have fibromyalgia and I have CFS, which cause chronic pain and fatigue. I'll just emphasize the fat. I mean, if you can see me right now, you'll understand. But I was the lightest I'd ever been during lockdown, and then all of a sudden it just all come back on. But after that, I started doing it, and I felt more comfortable in myself. I stopped worrying about what others will think of me, because ultimately I know that I'm just trying to do what's best for me and what's best for everyone. I was trying to please people in the past, and because I wasn't being myself, and ultimately everything came crumbling down. You learn the hard way sometimes. But I also glad that it all happened, because I know who I am now, and I know what I want to do. And because I went down that path, just by being me and doing what I want for others, I kind of got that. Ultimately, that's what partner was for me. The fact I got to that point, it was a big achievement to get that, because of the journey, the difficult journey to get there. I didn't care at first, but then all of a sudden I noticed my averages were really close. And Then the 6 months up to trying to get partner, I think I applied 3 times. And it was on the 3rd time I got it. And yeah, I didn't believe it. The weird thing is I just celebrated my streamiversary. The day I celebrated my streamiversary, I applied for partner and then I got it the week after. So I think it's something like 5 years. I think it's 5 years and 1 week after my first stream to exactly I got partner. But yeah, that's what I see it as. It's an achievement, as in like learning to just be yourself and just be kind. It's that journey, like my own mental well-being, really. It sounds pathetic, I know. And if there were people out there listening or watching this, the people like I was talking about earlier, they'd be like, what's this guy on about? Shut up. No. And to be honest, if I heard it back, I'd probably say the same thing. I'm with you. But no, it's really good. And the other thing, the big things I remember is the charity streams that we do.
Yeah.
So I used to do 24 hours. I did a 30-hour charity stream with my friend Beardy Viking once. I've done a lot of work for Samaritans, and it's nice. I caught up with someone from Samaritans. Hi, Tom. At a DreamHack a while back, and he wanted to sit down and have a chat with me, and he said, look, I've got these ideas and things like that. It's nice to have them come to you for suggestions and things as well. But yeah, the Tiltify thing, I mean, what's this? That's a oh god, that's really embarrassing. In fact, I can point to it right now. But I've got a 25k fundraiser achievement on Tiltify. So that's what I'm really happy about. The fact that not only can I enjoy myself, not only can I, does it help me, earn a bit of a living, just because it does. It, as I say, I've been struggling with my health, and it does help contribute towards paying bills. But also I'm putting a smile on people's faces, and I get to raise money for charity as well. So
yeah,
I mean, that for me is, so to have that silly tick, the annoying thing is once you've got that tick, it's like, oh, now what?
It's true. Yeah, I can imagine. Goodness. Yeah. Oh man.
If you ever get I still don't think it'll ever beat the feeling of affiliate. So
yeah, I don't know. I'm not a part of it. I can imagine. I can see it. Yeah, because there's the next level, isn't there? There's yeah. Goodness.
But because you never bothered like achieving a partner and things like that. Sure, it's nice, but you don't care about it until you start seeing the averages get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start focusing. And to be honest, it was exhausting because I had to stick to a strict schedule.
Yeah.
Throughout it, because as soon as I got to partner, I didn't worry so much about my schedule anymore.
Yeah.
I started like putting myself first again, saying, look guys, I can't stream today, I'm exhausted, things like that. Because before that, if you start messing your schedule up, it does really mess up viewers, because you get so many people lurking and watching your streams, and God bless them, they are the backbone of Twitch. Mm-hmm. That you don't realize that those kinds of people, they will put you on the telly or put you on the phone, and they'll just sit there and watch it. And if you're not on the time that they normally watch it, they're probably not going to watch you.
Yeah,
and rightly so. They're not. You're not entitled to these viewers. They're entitled to do what they want to do.
Definitely. I was going to ask you about charity stuff, but you beat me to it. So.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I've got just one more question. Wow, it's gone so quickly. But yeah, one final question then, mate. Which is this? Is there something you want to say to your community? Is there any like parting words before we end? That you'd like to say?
I will say honestly, genuinely, thank you, because they will know the past year especially has been like absolutely exhausting for me. My fatigue, my chronic pain has been very bad, and I got to a point where I was nearly off stream for a month, but they still come back. And there were times where I might put a message in chat and going, hey, this person's streaming, can you come and support them? And they'll jump on it. And if, let's say a fundraiser's needed for something, and they'll jump all over it. They're such a kind, giving bunch. And throughout what I've been through in streaming, I am so happy where I am now, not just because of what I've achieved, but because of the community that's built around it. It's kind of like, it's brought so many good people together and who can stick together now. And I know that they can make changes for so many people, and they continue to do so. So thank you so much for all of it, for what you do for everybody, not me, for everyone.
Amazing. Oh, thank you. That was a wonderful chat. I love that chat. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
You can just say I'm full of nonsense, because I am. I will listen to myself back, because I have ADHD and my brain goes off into tangents, and I don't know where I'm going at the end of a conversation sometimes.
No, it's so great.
My friend and I, he tried a podcast once, and he used to keep telling me to shut up because I was talking over him constantly. And he's like, what are you going on about?
Yeah, but it's your episode, though. That's the thing, right? So you can say what you want, pretty much. It's, no.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
but no, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being on the Streamer Stories podcast. I really appreciate
thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
So, do you want to tell us where we can find you on what socials are you on? Where can we find you?
You can. Well, I'm on twitch.tv/Oddtrots. I'm on, but primarily usually float around on Blue Sky and Instagram. But if you go to oddtrots.com, you can probably find all my links there.
Amazing. There we go. I know a lot of you are already following. If you're not, do it. Do it right now. Really appreciate that. That was such a great chat. I loved that so much. So thank you so much. So much for being here. So yeah. Thank you for watching / listening. And I'll catch you on another episode of Streamer Stories podcast. Much love. Take care. Goodbye.